Welcome to Advance Your Business, or How to Advance Your Business on Internet Connected TV. Welcome also to SEMA 2014. Appreciate you sitting in on this educational session. What I'm going to talk to you about today is what I think is a very important topic. It's an up-and-coming topic, and that is how do you use streaming video, how do you use YouTube, RoKu to advance your business, make more money, and so that's what our topic is today. My name is Ron Weber. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Trinet Internet Solutions. We're based in Southern California, Irvine, California. We also have offices in Washington, D.C. and Dallas as well. And we work with clients all over the country to help them to portray their digital brand online. We're a full-service firm, so we do everything from strategy to websites, mobile applications. We've done a lot of work recently in the area of RoKu channels and mobile apps, iPhone apps, Android apps, as well as we do a lot of lead generation activity, not just to mention email and social media. So that's a little bit about us. So to get us started, first of all, can I see a show of hands of how many of you have actually created or have posted a video or created a video online? Okay, pretty good show of hands. How many of you have heard of YouTube? Good show of hands there. How about creating a YouTube channel? Okay, few hands there. And how many of you have heard of RoKu? One or two hands there. All right. Well, you may be asking yourself this question: why should I be in this session? Why should I care about Internet Connected TV, YouTube, RoKu? Well, the goal of this session is to really make the case for why you should be. We believe, and we've seen some amazing growth in terms of how this platform is growing, the opportunities in this platform, and especially for those of you who are attending SEMA, you're a small to medium to large business specializing either in products or services for the automotive industry, this is the place to be, and I've got some good reasons why. So that's my goal, is to give you that reason why. So let's start, first of all, with just some fundamental reasons, just my own personal testimony as to why I think this is important. So a few months ago, my wife came to me and she said the air conditioning on her minivan wasn't working correctly. So I took a look at it. I thought, oh great, this is going to cost another $500 to $1,000 to try to repair this. So it looked to me like just the refrigerant was low. So I went on YouTube, I Googled, I typed in how to repair air conditioning on a 2010 Toyota Sienna. And bingo, up came a number of videos that were specifically for the model I had. And there was one in particular it looked to me just like an average Joe who had found this product, and he just showed how to use it. And it was it featured this product called AC Pro. And so he showed exactly how to use it. It demonstrated it, and then I thought, well, it can't be that difficult. So I Googled AC Pro, found them stocked at my local O'Reilly's, ran down, got it. An hour later, I had it all done, and it was done. So there's an example of how now this wasn't even a video that was done by AC Pro. It was just some guy on the internet that was doing a how-to video to show his experience using this particular product. But as a result of watching this video, I found the product, and I actually used it. So here's an example of how a simple video showing how to use the product, it wasn't even a professionally produced video, drove me to buy that product. Another story, where YouTube actually caused me to go and bring my car into the mechanic. A similar situation. I knew I needed to change the timing belt, so I typed in my model, I typed in the year, and how to change a timing belt. and I watched the video, and I quickly realized that A, I didn't have the right equipment to do it, B, that it was a lot more complicated than probably I was willing to do. So as a result of that, I went in and so as a result of this how-to video, I just had a greater appreciation for, what my mechanic did. So I brought it into my mechanic and I got it done. So that's an example of how a how-to video can actually show someone, hey, you probably should get this done by a professional. So what's the point of these two stories? Both of these stories are examples of how YouTube and how online video can drive transactions. In one case, I went and bought a product. In the other case, I went and purchased a service. So that's why it's important for you to be aware of online video and internet-connected TV and why it's important to your business. So let's jump into it. How to advance your business on internet-connected TV. Let's start first with some definitions. Here's internet-connected TV. So what is it? Well, it's a means to deliver digital content directly to the consumer through smart TVs and internet-connectable TV products. So what does that mean? What is the difference between a smart TV versus internet-connectable? Well, smart TVs and internet-connectable products, they're essentially, they're becoming the same thing. A lot of these, what would be called internet-connectable products, are being incorporated or built into the flat panel TVs. The difference is the smart TVs have the chips built in. They allow you to view, both of them allow you to view video content from the internet on your HD TV through specialized apps. And you can watch apps, or we call them channels, like Netflix, Napster, YouTube, Hulu, Hulu Plus, Facebook, YouTube are some of the popular channels. New channels are available on the channel store. Channels are then selected, downloaded, and installed into the TV by the user. And you can access them through a page of icons. And so some examples of internet-connected devices include the Apple TV box, the RoKu box, the Amazon Fire. And the reason it's changing is because some of these are actually being built into the flat panel TVs themselves and shipping. One of the reasons we like RoKu is it's backward compatible. There's versions that can work with older TVs that may not have HDMI, that may just have the composite inputs, and it's flexible. Also, it has the most channels. And it's one of the easier ones to actually develop for. And I'm going to be talking about a number of these as we go through. So internet-connected TV gives your customers access to your video content, and it helps to brand your company. Secondly, TV is still the most popular device in a person's home. So use it to deliver your branded video content. When we first started creating RoKu channels about 2-3 years ago, there was only about a half a dozen channels on there. Now I see a half a dozen channels popping up each week. It's growing so quickly. There really is a land rush going on. Everybody's trying to get on this platform because of its growth. And so that's why you need to pay attention to this. So let's look at some statistics. The average American watched 142 hours per week of television. TV ownership has increased. Over 55% of people own 3 or more TVs. Connected TV sets are expected to grow to 759 million worldwide in 2018. RoKu has sold over 10 million units as of August 2014 and is anticipated to surpass Dish Network in the next 2 years. And just for reference, Dish Network has 14 million subscribers approximately, and DirecTV approximately 20 million. So more and more people are actually ditching their cable, ditching their Dish Network, their satellite, DirecTV, and just doing over the air to get the local channels and using RoKu. So, and it's inexpensive, simple, relatively straightforward to create a RoKu channel, so why not do it? At the very least, if you're not building a RoKu channel, at the very least you need to be developing a YouTube channel. So we'll be talking about that as well. Here's the number of connected TV sets growth worldwide from 2010 to 2018. going to almost double from today, where it's at 2014, we're at about 397 million to almost 759 million by 2018. So that's why it's important. The picture here is that you have a platform that's continuing to grow, and you want to take advantage. You want to be one of the first ones on that platform. So let's take a look at some of the early pioneers. Here's some car shows that are already on Internet-connected TV. And again, Internet-connected TV allows for businesses to utilize video content to expand their reach, create a custom channel to play through everyone's favorite device, the TV. So some examples that are relevant to our audience here. Car show television on RoKu currently has 33 full-length episodes. There's a featured car category, offers an advertising platform for shop owners and other businesses. So that's one of the early adopters, so to speak. Next, Motor Z. They hit 40,000 subscribers on RoKu in 2013. Again, they have product reviews, how-to, again, a great, fun channel to watch. Greg's Garage, another channel that has various types of videos. Again, it's an enthusiast channel, and it's a place to go to watch. Car Crazy Central. Now, Car Crazy doesn't have a RoKu channel yet, but they do have a YouTube channel and, of course, a website. Car Crazy is hosted by Barry McGuire, one of our clients, and he's just a real enthusiast when it comes to cars, and has this wonderful show called Car Crazy, where he talks to various people in the industry, shows the latest trends, and you can take a look at their YouTube channel and see what they've got in there, as well as the website. YouTube, here's another YouTube example, Motor Trend, over 2.6 million subscribers. Here you can see an example of how some of these organizations are monetizing. Not only are they, in this case, because they provide product reviews and others, they're looking to grow their subscriber base. So they have a subscription model. Yeah, on the Yahoo TV platform, this example shows Horsepower TV. Now I want to go and introduce you to RoKu, which is one of our favorite channels to develop on. Of course, you know, if you don't have a YouTube channel, you should do that first. But many are moving, their next step is to develop a RoKu channel, and we'll explain why later in the presentation. But let me just introduce it to you. I'm going to go through and show you some of the channels that we have, that I've mentioned briefly, show what the video looks like. And so let me just switch screens, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a demo of that.
All right, let me introduce you to RoKu, show you what it looks like. This is a RoKu box. This is a RoKu 3. It's a small box. It has 3 connectors to it, 2 of which are currently plugged in. There's a power cord, there's an HDMI cable, and then there's a separate connector for a network connection, which we're not using because we're using Wi-Fi. And I'm connecting here to this Wi-Fi hotspot, which is just a Verizon Jetpack, but many of you probably have a Wi-Fi hotspot in your own house. So it's a simple, very simple box. The cable goes into the flat panel TV. You plug it in, you configure it, you go on your TV, you switch it over to HDMI, which I'm going to do right now. And from there, this is the main screen that you see when you boot up a RoKu box. And the remote is also a very simple remote. It has a left-right button, up and down. There's an OK button. It's a very simple remote. It's easy to use. So I just use the purple left and right buttons to navigate. So if I want to go down, these in my channel section here, these are channels that I've already downloaded and installed into the RoKu box, so they're easy to access. If I want new channels, I can actually go to that by scrolling down, going to the channel store, And once inside the channel store, I can look at any of these channels and download them. And you can see there's ones from CBS News. There's a variety of different channels to download. There's Showtime, HSN. There's just literally thousands of channels. And they're organized in different categories. There's new, most popular, free, paid, games, movies, and TV. So again, great selection of channels. They're easy to find, easy to download. Once you've downloaded them, then they show up on your My Channel section. And so now let's take a look at some of the channels that I spoke about earlier. Let's take a look at USAC Racing. I'm going to go ahead and log into that. It loads. Now this channel actually has free and paid. If I choose the free view, which I'm going to select right now, it gets me into the free area, which provides an overview. So I'm going to go ahead and resume playing that and give you a sense of what that's like.
USAC Racing TV is just what you've been waiting for.
Clausen doing what he has to do right now. He's 3 spots ahead of Levi Jones.
Hi, I'm Brian Clausen. With USAC Racing TV, I can watch hundreds of hours of live and on-demand racing action in the comfort of my home, on my big screen, or on the go on my smartphone.
Complete races, behind-the-scenes footage, special presentations, driver interviews, shop tours, and yes, even vintage Thursday Night Thunder Racing telecast from years ago when Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, and other greats were cutting their teeth in open-wheel racing.
USAC Racing.
So great example of that. Now you'll notice also if you choose some of the other areas, I'm going to go ahead and click that, and then they've got various highlights. If I go back up one area and I want to go to some of the premium items, you'll notice that on these you actually have to subscribe. It says subscribe to USAC Racing TV. So there's free areas, there's subscription areas. So it's an example of how they did this on this particular channel. Let's look at some other examples. Let me go to take a look at Motors. Another pioneer here on RoKu. Let's take a look at their channel. And this is Jeep Wrangler Lift. So let me take a look at that. That's from Tuesday, October 21st. That particular episode, I'll go ahead and play that. And you'll notice it's retrieving it over the internet and it's playing it using
Today on Motors,
player.
Chris gets started with our new Jeep project, showing you how to install a lift and off-road wheels and tires. In Rides, we introduce our new co-host, Alan Taylor. So buckle up and hold on tight, because Motors starts now.
So just a great example of how they've done it with their channel. Let's take a look at some other channels. There's Greg's Garage, there's NFL Now. Let's take a look at the NFL channel, see how they've done it. And you can see how they've incorporated commercials. When you first load up, it immediately starts a commercial.
When does the Mercy Rule come into effect? New Fusion Pro Glide, rebuilt with FlexBall technology.
You'll notice the quality is just excellent.
Every air.
I have a good fast internet connection, so your quality is going to vary based on that. So they do a pre-roll ad, and then that rolls right into part of their live feed here.
At year's end, we've talked a lot, and Jerry Jones has talked a lot about giving Dez a new deal today in that Cowboys locker room.
And then you can also browse highlights. If I go over to this area, I can see live view upcoming. I can see series, most popular. I can zoom in. I can see, here's an example of a Marine Surprise's wife with Return at Lambeau Field. So these are all archived videos that they put up at one point or another. Now the neat thing about RoKu is I can actually fast forward to a particular area using my remote control, click OK, and then go straight to that. So the nice thing about this technology is it allows us to be able to skip forward. Or back for that
Green Bay
matter.
Packers and WPS Health Insurance would like to recognize Sergeant Michael Kimmerling of Phelps, Wisconsin. He's been serving our country in his 4th combat.
So it's an example of that. I also want to show you, even if you're not ready yet to create a RoKu channel, you can also create a YouTube channel if you'd like. And you can actually watch YouTube on Roku, and I'll show you how to do that. There's actually a YouTube channel. So for example, let me load up YouTube. And YouTube, there's a free, it's a subscription. If you create a subscription, there's no cost, but it does allow you to store your, if you create a subscription account, it allows you to store your favorites. So here's one from Car Crazy. Let me show that. And we work with, I mentioned, Barry McGuire and Car Crazy. And let me just go down and show this, play this video. So this is actually a YouTube video playing on Roku.
This week on McGuire's Car Crazy, we're taking to one of the fastest places on earth, Hennessy Performance in Sealy, Texas, where the founder, John Hennessy, has spent the last 20 years of his life pushing the limits of speed. But check out John's shop, world renowned for making production cars go faster than ever thought possible.
A lot of really cool cars coming in and out every day.
And one of those just might become the fastest production car on the planet. Taking on over-the-top projects with a team of talented specialists that he's trained himself, Hennessy is literally expanding the boundaries of speed.
What you do here is you take super fast cars
and make them a whole lot faster. So hold on to your hat. We're going car crazy, Hennessy style. We travel the world to talk with men and women who are passionate car guys to find out what makes people emotionally connected to their cars. It's time to get to the heart of the car guy. This is Car Crazy.
So there you go, an example of that. Now, the technology I just showed you was all being streamed through this Roku box, but there's some that actually have some flat panels that actually have it built in. Let me show you an example of what Yahoo TV looks like now. That's actually built into this particular flat panel. So let me choose this, and I'm going to go ahead and show internet apps here. You can see that Yahoo TV, they have a dock at the bottom of the screen, and you can scroll left and right to be able to watch the particular channels that you've downloaded. So here there's Flickr, Yahoo Finance, Twitter, Facebook, a number of other channels that have been downloaded. So that's an example of this technology where it's built into the TV itself. So here's an example of one. It actually pops up. You can watch the different, select the different items that you'd like to watch and play the video that way. So that's just a quick demo of both Yahoo TV and Roku TV. So now let me talk about what some of the revenue opportunities are.
Let's talk now about revenue. How to, what are some of the revenue models that are occurring with ICTV? So let's take a look at that. There's a number of key areas, I'd say essentially 4. We've got branding via video, we have advertising, there's subscriptions, and then there's just TV channel marketing awareness. So let's look at each of these. First of all, how do connected TV viewers encounter and interact with advertisers? So here's what the study found. Most notice the video ads that appear before the video, the TV show, or the movie starts. Then there's video ads that appear during the video, TV show, or movie that you're watching. Or the third is the graphic or image ads that appear somewhere else on the website when watching a video in a website. The fourth is graphic or image ads that appear superimposed over the video watched. And finally, I've never noticed ads when I'm watching video, TV shows, or movies from the internet on the TV screen. So another important statistic, internet TV and video revenue is expected to double by 2018 to $35 billion. The number of homes that watch online streaming will number 520 million from 40 countries by 2018, a rise from 182 million in 2010. Income. will come from streaming video on demand, which is predicted to grow from $6 billion in 2013, in subscriptions to $13 billion in 2018. Online video advertising, which was $7.4 billion in 2013, is expected to grow to $16.4 billion in 2018. It's estimated that online subscription service will rise from 67.8 million this year to 160.6 million by 2018. So, what is the takeaway here? A lot of growth. It's exploding. There's the online internet-connected TV marketplace is growing. You need to be there. It's easy to create your own channel, and it's straightforward even to create a RoKu channel, so why not? You should be there, and you should take advantage of it. Here's another statistic which compares world population to connected devices. And somewhere close to 2010, just before 2010, there were more connected devices than people. And it's expected that when we roll that out to 2020, there's going to be as many as 6 connected devices for every person on this planet. So again, the picture I'm painting is one where this is going to grow, and so you need to grab and be there. Be there where people can find you. Especially for this particular industry, because of industries where there is a great revenue opportunity for connected devices. Automotive is second only to consumer electronics. So this industry is so perfect for that, because a lot of you have devices or services that can be demoed with simple videos. You can drive people to show how it works, or what the service does, or what the value of the service is, and just drive them to a website, or where they can get more information, or to a local distributor. It's just a great tool to use, and we're just in an industry that's just perfect for doing that. I mentioned the subscription model, and so some of these channels have paid subscriptions, such as Hulu, Amazon, Netflix, Blockbuster, Redbox, MGO, and some of them also use subscriptions, but they just make it free. And the reason they use subscriptions primarily is to be able to identify who the viewer is. So examples include Pandora, Vivo, and Google, where they don't charge you for logging into YouTube, but they encourage you to set up an account, and if you do so, you get certain benefits. They're not paid or anything, but then they know who you are. They can better track your preferences, and they can present you with videos and things that are of interest to you based on your past browsing history. So that's how they use free subscriptions. Go on to, all right, well, what do you need to start your engine? So let's talk about that. First of all, before you create your YouTube channel or your RoKu channel or your Yahoo TV channel, you need to go through a process of deciding what it is that you want to do with it. Who are you trying to reach? What's the audience? What is their interest, and what message are you trying to get across? It's important to do this because that's going to give structure to the kinds of videos that you want to create, who they're targeted to, and ultimately how you want to measure it. So you start first with the visions, the goals, and the strategy, and to get the gears in motion. So beginning with a strategy, the goals drive your strategy and vision, and we've found this over many years of experience. If you skip the strategy and go straight to just building something and hope they will come, it doesn't work. You have to start first with your strategy of what am I going to build and who am I targeting, because that influences what you're going to build and what you're going to put inside what you're going to build. And ultimately, then after you've built it, you then need to promote it. So if you start first with a strategy, you have in mind what the end goal is, you go through the implementation, and then you tune it and you grow it, you can get a great return on investment. and we've seen those projects that don't go through that process, you're lucky if you break even. So it's important to do that step first. Next, you have the strategic planning cycle. You start with your goals, your desire, where do you want to go, your desired outcomes. How do we get there? Your strategies. How do you measure the success? Your measures and targets. How did you do? And your results then feed back into how you can improve and reset the goals. And it's important as well when you're creating an internet TV channel, whether that's a YouTube channel or a RoKu channel, that you're taking into account the entire online ecosystem. You have to start first with your strategy, your goals, your vision. That's going to drive who you're trying to reach, or your personas. And your personas, or your profiles of who your targets are going to influence the keywords that you want to focus on, that ultimately will determine things like search, the kinds of keywords that we want to promote and the content, as well as action pathways. And action pathways then will lead into, could lead into an internet TV channel, into your emails, your website, your social media, your mobile. They're all interconnected. But the action pathways really all ultimately lead to calls to action. And when you implement an internet TV channel that has calls to action and that is specifically geared toward specific visitors and walks them through the steps to a call to action, that's how you get what we call conversions, and conversions lead to return on investment or results. So it's important to consider your entire ecosystem when you are designing and developing your internet TV channel. So what do you want to drive? Is it number of likes, number of subscribers, website traffic, number of views, branding, or ultimately business? Or do we want to drive traffic to our distributors and interest to our distributors? Do we want to have people sign up so that we can contact them directly? Do we want to have them call the company? These are all important questions to answer. And then state your claim by building your own channels. So let's go through the process of what does it look like to create a channel. So let's start first with YouTube, creating a channel. It's easy to do. You need to make sure you change your privacy settings, make sure, that will allow the public to see all the videos you like in the favorites by default, so make sure you set that correctly. Then you create your videos, you upload the content, organize it, and then post, and then promote it. Now, the benefit of YouTube is it's inexpensive. It's simple to do. The downside with YouTube is you don't have as much control over how your content is being displayed. YouTube will, of course, insert videos, or I should say commercials. Now, you have some control currently in terms of turning that off. So if you don't want any ads to be shown before your video, you do have that capability, but who knows if that's going to continue in the future. YouTube can do whatever they want. You're uploading it to them, and in exchange for you providing the video and for them hosting the video, they get to display it any way they want. So that kind of leads to the reason why some are now creating their own RoKu channel, and that's or other types of channels, because you have more control over how your content gets presented, so that you don't have a competitor's ad showing right before your video content plays. So that's why people are creating a RoKu channel. And there's hosting considerations, and this is by no means a comprehensive list. I've kind of provided a list that goes from the lower quality perhaps and less cost to very high quality and responsiveness, low latency, and higher cost, ranging from DreamHost, CacheFly, Amazon Cloud, Rackspace, CloudFiles, and Akamai. These are some popular services. This isn't a complete list, and I don't endorse or any of these. These are just suggestions that you can look at. And these would be for hosting the video files that you're going to be displaying on RoKu. And typically they need to be in MP4 format. Then you build out your channel screen. You want to storyboard out your channel. The programming for the RoKu channel is done in BrightScript, which is a language that's similar to classic VB script or ASD. You typically develop it on a PC or a Mac and package up the files. And these are some examples of some of the standard layout screens that RoKu provides. And a lot of channels use these, or you can modify any of these, or you can create your own if you want, but most will use these as the starting point. So this is an example of a grid screen layout. This is a screenshot from Netflix that shows that. There's a layout for the keyboard screen, and this would be a screen where you're asking somebody, for example, to perhaps enter their email address. The next one is a message screen, where you're telling something about your company, or it's basically just a message screen, and you can modify your, the logo and some of the text. There's a list screen example, and here's a paragraph screen, and you can see the buttons at the bottom that you can click with your RoKu remote, and a poster screen as well. This is a common screen that's used in a number of channels where, for example, if you want to categorize your video content into different categories, you can use your left and right RoKu button to be able to navigate through these specific posters. And you can modify and customize your logo, and the breadcrumb indicates where in the menu structure you are. So the final steps to creating your RoKu channel, of course, put the RoKu box into development mode. You're going to upload your channel through the browser. You're going to test it. If you want to have others to test it, you can generate a channel code and share a URL with them that will allow them to add the channel privately and be able to access it. There's great debugging assistance that's available through RoKu's support forums. Of course, then you need to package it up and submit it to RoKu, and they review it they want to make sure that there's no major bugs in it and that it works. So they review and provide feedback. Then you make whatever changes are necessary and resubmit. Once it's approved, it's then published in the RoKu channel store, and you can actually then, as an end user, find it, and then install it on your RoKu box so that you can have quick and easy access to it. Then, of course, you need to begin the marketing program to publicize your channel. Next, Yahoo Connected TV. The steps are development steps are similar to RoKu. The language is JavaScript-based. There's an SDK emulator that is useful for testing and for development. Amazon Fire TV, the process is similar to creating an Android app. Fire 2 is based on Jelly Bean, and it's similar to a Kindle tablet app. You need to create a developer account. You go through the app submission process, and then ultimately the app gets published on Amazon Fire TV. Then third is Google TV, which is Android-based. There's a variety of proprietary platforms that are out there, including Samsung apps, Sony Bravia apps, and LG Smart TV apps that use somewhat similar approach to technology. Each of them, you create a developer account. Most of them have some kind of an SDK, an emulator for testing, and then you publish your app to either the Google Play Store or the store that is appropriate for each of these proprietary platforms, whereby I, as a user, can then browse that and download it and install it. Now that you have your channels, let's steer forward to get ahead and talk about the marketing of it. Let's say you want to market your YouTube channel. You create your custom YouTube channel. It's important that you put in annotations with links. It's helpful to have a Google Plus page and promote your videos there, and share videos through Hangouts and Google Plus. You can cross-brand the YouTube channel on other social media platforms. You can run different ads within YouTube, search ads, display ads, stream ads, and display YouTube ads as well. You can create your own viral campaign using video. There's options to promote it through closed captioning, through transcripts. You can leverage featured video channels. You can promote it within the YouTube community. You can create a promotion campaign with incentives. Create a search engine marketing campaign with a video focus. Use ad rolls and retargeting for selected videos. How do you promote your RoKu or your other internet content or channels, internet connected TV channel? Through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, and others. You can cross-promote it, mention it in these other places on your website, mention it in your magazine ads, TV commercials, banners at events, brochures, handouts, T-shirts, decals, business cards, and product packaging. Through SEO campaign, which is focused on content and RoKu. Through a pay-per-click campaign using keywords about the company products with a RoKu focus. You can do an email campaign and newsletters or even affiliate site ads. So, conclusion. So why should I be interested? Why should I, as a small business, if I'm in the automotive or automotive aftermarket, why should I be interested in this? Well, it adds credibility. Having your own TV channel is an instant credibility builder. It puts all of your stuff in one place. Your prospects can view it. But most importantly, they can see your product or service in action. They can watch testimonies, the testimonials. It has so much more punch to it than a written article, a column. Video is just the most powerful way to promote what you're doing, and you're reaching them on their TV set, which is where they want to see it, in their own living room. Secondly, you can create a video catalog, and I mentioned earlier about the topic of, the fact that these videos are entertainment. They're not viewed as a product video, and you can create them in a fun way. Create shows around your products and your services. There's an opportunity for advertising and promotion of your brand. There's new revenue sources. You can create, for those of you who want to build a subscription or ad capability, it's possible to do that. Much less expensive than cable or satellite. You can reach new markets, create a loyal following, a community of viewers. Getting seen on, boosts your digital marketing efforts. Having these videos can improve your ranking on Google. So that's important. You reach markets you didn't even know about. So reaching new markets and driving business. You can create new revenue sources as well. Again, it's all about marketing. It's all about building your brand and showing your product in action in a credible way. And this provides you with a great opportunity to do that. Thank you for attending our session this afternoon. Trinet, some information about Trinet. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Again, my name is Ron Weber. I'm out of the Los Angeles office, or my contact information is there. Again, thank you for this opportunity to present on this important topic, and hope you have a great day, great rest of your day at SEMA.